Welcome back, plant lovers. I'm happy to announce that it's starting to look a lot like spring here in the Pacific Northwest, and you guessed it, let's go find some spring tonics. So here we have some stinging nettle, aka nettle, and if you brush up against the little hairs, then it should sting you. And this guy stings pretty hard, even though it's a small plant. And we will check back in on these stings in a little bit. Sometimes you'll just get a few little bumps, and other times it can swell up pretty bad. Nettle is an annual plant that prefers moist, disturbed soil, such as this area, and it usually grows in clumps with other stinging nettle plants. They usually grow between 2 to 6 feet, but you usually harvest them for the leaves when they are small and tender like they are right now. Some ways you can identify stinging nettle besides the sting is it has a square stem with all these little hairs on it, as well as simple jagged leaves that are opposite, and you can see they go this way opposite, and then this way, and then this way all the way up. It's good to know that the formic acid in the nettles is actually neutralized by cooking, drying, and by being blended up. So some of the brave among us will even fold up the fresh leaves and chew them up. You do risk getting stung in the mouth, but I think I'm going to attempt it right now. Wish me luck. I just stung my tongue. But this is delicious. Seriously, I just stung my tongue. One thing that's interesting about nettle is the juice of the nettle leaf actually helps to soothe the sting, which is good right now because I actually stung my tongue. That being said, if you think you can just go around and eat random plants, then don't do it. First off, you want to make sure that you are 100% sure what the plant is, and then even then you want to be aware of pollution in the area, especially since some plants are really good at pulling up and holding on to pollution. So how might you use nettle? Well, how about as a good old-fashioned nutrient-dense food? Nettle is high in iron, silica, potassium, vitamin A and C, and is also a good source for calcium, magnesium, and protein. Wild foods are usually more nutrient-dense than cultivated food because of the constant variety and supply of decaying plant matter in their surroundings. So the entire nettle plant can be used from the seed to the flower to the leaves and the root. We're going to be looking at the young leaves today as a spring tonic. Spring tonics are usually fresh wild greens, and they help to kickstart the metabolism and help the body go from processing the more traditional and heavier and usually preserved foods of the winter to the more easily metabolized fresh foods of the spring and summer. You can cook with nettle leaves just as you would spinach. You can put it in pesto, you can add it to soups and pasta, and if you want me to make a video about food as medicine with nettles, just let me know in the comments down below. The medicinal applications of nettles is so varied that I'm only going to touch on a few today. First, let's do allergies. So nettle seems to have an antihistamine-alike property that helps with seasonal allergies and especially spring allergies. It's recommended to take nettle before the symptoms of your allergies arise, and it's a good thing that it's already showing up everywhere. Because this plant pops out in early spring with its spiky hair and its stingers, it's easy to remember that it has a lot of energy, or chi as some people call it. This makes it useful for sluggish and congested conditions and people, such as with allergies, as well as nutritional deficiencies such as anemia. Nettle also supports the health of the hair, the skin, the nails, the teeth, and the bones. Nettles is also a diuretic, and it's helpful for water retention, especially in conjunction with rheumatoid arthritis. Nettle's Latin name is Urtica dioica, and the first part, urtica, sounds a little bit like urinate, and it's actually really helpful for most urinary as well as prostate issues. So because nettles can be a little bit drying, people who tend to be dry already, who maybe suffer from dry mouth or who feel like they dehydrate easily, may want to avoid nettles. Like many other herbs, you can use nettles in a tincture, but you also can eat it and put it in your tea. And because nutrients aren't very soluble in tinctures, it couldn't hurt to try it in your food, because let's be honest, who couldn't use a little bit more nutrient-dense food in their lives? Because nettles is such a useful Pacific Northwest plant, I'm going to be including it in my Vitality Blend. If you're curious about that, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Thanks for joining me here today, and if you like this video, please share it, like it, subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you like about herbalism or what you're curious about. And stay green!